Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. May peace and blessings be with all of you. Thank you, Imam Majid, for your kind words and continued advocacy and work for survivors of violence. And thank you, Sharik, for trusting us with your story today. Disclosing and sharing your story publicly is never easy, and I'm grateful for your courage. To the El-Hibri Foundation, thank you for this esteemed recognition. Thank you to Farhan, to the entire El-Hibri staff, and to Sara for all that you've done this evening to celebrate the work of Hart, Professor Gans, and Amardeep. I am honored to be included with them, and with all of you. To my family and friends, and most of all, my Hart family, you have been with me from the very beginning. You have walked with me through all of our successes and through all of our pain. This award belongs to all of you, for this work would not be possible without your tireless commitment and continued support. It is a pleasure, a lifesaver, to be on this journey with you. Thank you. I began in the name of God, the most gracious, the most compassionate. I repeat these words multiple times a day, every day. Over and over again, I am reminded that one of God's greatest qualities is his compassion, his mercy, his graciousness. This is what I want to talk to you all about today. Many, many years ago, a man by the name of Muhammad enjoyed solitude and deep contemplation. He was married and he belonged to a large tribe of people, but we know that he often retreated alone to a cave called Hira during the month that we now know to be Ramadan. One day, an angel appeared before him and hugged him tight, so tight that he could barely breathe. And the angel said to him, an illiterate man, read in the name of your Lord. This was the first revelation that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, received from God. And even though we glorify this story, it was truly a miraculous and divine moment in our history. We often forget that the Prophet was shaken to his core. And so he ran home to seek comfort in his wife. Khadija, may God be pleased with her, received her shaken husband with compassion and warmth. She held him close and covered up his body as he was shaking. She did not know what was happening, nor had she experienced what he had, but she listened. This is what we in the movement call holding space. She modeled a rahma that not only embodied empathy, but a sincere belief in his agency and his ability to do great things. She believed him, even though what he was saying was completely unbelievable. He had no evidence. He had no pictures. He had no witnesses. Yet she believed him, and she believed in him. And later, when he was calm, she took him to someone who she believed would be a resource. These timeless religious narratives serve as inspirations for many of us. 8 years ago, I submitted our first grant application for Hart. That same morning, I rushed to the hospital with my 18-month-old baby girl. She had a high fever and could no longer walk. I sat in the hospital room, machines whirring and beeping, feeling completely helpless as I gazed upon my little daughter in the hospital crib. Every moment we had specialists name-dropping terrible diagnoses after terrible diagnoses. She was sedated multiple times and underwent numerous invasive medical exams. Even though I was surrounded by family and friends, I felt completely alone and afraid. I questioned every decision I had to make. Thankfully, my aunt stepped in. She's a gifted pediatrician and equipped me and my husband with the proper medical language that we needed to advocate for our daughter. And most of all, she taught me to believe in myself and listen to my gut. And thankfully, I did. We discharged our daughter after a 5-day hospital stay and took her home to recover. She is now 10 years old. It is no coincidence that Hart's work began that same year and that its greatest strength does not lie in its programming, but rather what it offers to people, to be a non-judgmental community space that provides people with the resources, knowledge, and self-efficacy that they need to navigate the complexities of reproductive health and sexual assault. We quickly developed our Rahma principles a simple but very fundamental framework for those who seek help from us. Rahma is holding space with the woman who struggles silently with pregnancy loss, while fielding questions from community about when she and her husband will start a family. Rahma is listening and offering support and resources to the woman who struggles being intimate with her partner because she experienced debilitating pelvic pain. Rahma is believing the person that comes to you with her story of teenage sexual assault at a party and feels that she needs to come forward now and expose her perpetrator as he attempts to become justice of the highest court in our country. It is something that we all in this room have practiced with our loved ones as they share with us their stories that are far too common, yet remain to be spoken. It is about replacing judgment and disbelief with compassion, support, and healing. It is that simple. There's no denying that this work is controversial and uncomfortable because it challenges people to reconsider how we think about gender, sexuality, and sexual violence. Trust me, we have a lot of critics. There are many days that we've wanted to give up and exhausted and emotionally spent. But there are also many days that we are reminded of why we do this work, when those that are most impacted share with us their stories of healing. And so, we will not stop. We are the daughters of Khadija. May God be pleased with her. She taught us this path, and we honor her by following in our footsteps. I invite you to join us in responding with Rahma. We all can reflectively listen and affirm those who come to us in crisis. We all can honor their context and maintain their privacy, and we all can assist with providing resources. Thank you.